raised in a Christian home. So I met the Lord very young. I was actually swimming in the baptismal tank, I remember. It's one of my earliest memories. It was great. But at some point, I start to fall off. I learn a lot of Bible verses. I can quote certain things. I can tell you certain things. I can tell you this and that. I can talk to you about doctrine. I can talk to you about Jesus, but I really didn't know Jesus. And at some point, that not knowing him really did kind of take a toll, and I fell off a little bit. So the analogy that I just used to describe is there is a story of a Maharishi of India. So this is one of the kings of India. He goes up to the Queen of England, and as an act of diplomacy, he goes up to her, and they've got this diamond, and he's supposed to give her this diamond. Now, this diamond is said that if you had a rock, you threw it up in the air as high as you could, you threw it to your left, I had to think which direction that was, and your right, as far as you could, and fill that whole space with other diamonds, it wouldn't be worth what this diamond was worth. Okay, so this is something that could buy a small country if it wanted to. So he's got this diamond. It's this young king of India, and he's with the Queen of India, of England, excuse me. And he says, "Okay, as an act of diplomacy, I'm going to give you this gem, this valuable gem. It's worth more than anyone can even imagine. You can't even think of how much that could be worth, just diamonds upon diamonds." So he gives it to her, not really knowing what he's doing, and then he goes back home. So he goes back home. He grows up. He was about 7, 8, 9, when he gave the diamond. Now he's an adult. Now he's about 27, 30 years old or so. He understands things, and he's like thinking back to that time that he gave the queen the diamond. He says, "You know what? I want to go back to the queen." So he goes back to the queen. Goes up to the queen, says, "Hi, Madam Queen. How would you approach the Queen of England?" I'm asking you, sir, if you have an accent, you would know these things. So he goes up to the queen and he says, "That diamond that I gave you as a child, can I have that back?" So of course she said, "Oh, certainly." So they go to the Tower of London, they find the diamond, they come down, bring it down, bring it back out. And he says, "Can I have it back?" So she finds it kind of odd, but she's polite, so she says, "Okay, I'll give you back the diamond." So now the Maharishi of India, he's got the diamond back. Now he's an adult. He's not a kid anymore. He understands. He knows. He knows how valuable this diamond is. He knows what it could do. He understands the worth. So now he has this diamond, and he looks at the queen. He says, "I gave you this as a child, not knowing what it means, not knowing the value, not knowing the worth. But now as an adult, I know the value. I know the worth. I understand, and I willingly give it back." My walk with God was like that. I gave God my life, but I didn't understand it. And it wasn't until I got older, I got more mature, grew in the faith, that I understood exactly what that meant. And so I came before the throne a few years ago, and I said, "God, I want you to take reins again. I don't want you to be just head knowledge. That prayer I prayed, I meant it, and I still mean it. Now let me walk it out.